Welcome to Find Joy with Joyan podcast. I am your host, the confidence and visibility queen, Joyan Chan. I am a self-made entrepreneur who went from a nobody to receiving an outstanding leadership award on stage in Dubai, being named as a successful person in my home country, and speaking on stages all over the world, both virtually and in person. Now, I am on a mission to share what I have learned and what I have done to get here, to empower other female entrepreneurs and leaders to do the same, to help them scale their own visibility, confidence, authority to make a bigger impact and income. Whether you are new to the business world or feeling unsure about public visibility, or you want to be seen and heard in a way that doesn't feel icky but authentic to you, my membership program, the Confident Visibility and Authority Accelerator, is designed to help female entrepreneurs with online-based service businesses show up confidently, sell authentically, and stand out as the authority in their industry. You will learn my tested roadmap that is not one-size-fits-all, that supports many business models so you can become visible in the world in your own unique way. Our mentorship weaves together personal development, alignment practices, and modern business strategies. You will do the inner work, strategic development work, energetic work, and get implementation support to clear the blocks in order to up-level your visibility, confidence, authority, impact, and income. If you want to find out more about my membership program and see if you are a perfect fit, visit the link www.joyanchan.com/CVAA. Again, that is www.joyanchan.co/CVAA. You can also find the link in the show note below. And every Wednesday, we are giving you access to the world's best and brightest minds of business in their fields on our show every Wednesday. Listen in as these leaders impart their wisdom, inspiration, and stories to empower you to become the confident leader of your business and life, and find joy in everything you do and create. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. This episode is sponsored by Get the Law of Attraction. If you have been listening to this podcast, you will know that I am a big believer of the universe and the law of attraction. Get the Law of Attraction is a spiritual and inspirational company that gives you something really good like chocolate chip cookies to feed your soul and your mind every single day. They provide daily Instagram posts and reels on the universe, gratitude, spirituality for your headache life. They also have an educational course on the Law of Attraction and Gratitude Journal, and their links are in the show note below. Go to their website and use promo code Joyan, Joyan, when you sign up to get $25 off. So the new year is just right around the corner, and before you are busy setting new goals or New Year's resolution, which I don't encourage people to do anyway, and setting new intention for the year ahead, what is even more important is that you actually take the time out to pause and to reflect on what has the past 1 year, what has happened in the past 1 year, and what are some of the challenges you have overcome, what are some of the hurdles you have gone through, what are some of the lessons you have learned, what are you grateful for. Of course, I will be guiding you through the process. I'll be asking you some of the questions and in this episode, and which is what this episode is all about, because this is our last episode of the year, and I am so excited and I'm so happy that you are listening, you are tuning in to Find Joy with Joyan today, and as we are wrapping up our 2022 together, and I'm so thankful. I just want to say I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I wouldn't be here if it's not for all of you listening to me right now. This is never about me. This is all about you. So thank you. And next year will be even better. I know we are growing, and this year has been an incredible growth, and it keeps me going, so thank you for coming back every week to learn and grow with me. I want to guide you through some of these exercises, like self-reflection question that I personally ask myself. I did this question already. I did the work already, which is why I want to guide you through the same process. I don't teach you what I don't personally practice. So why is it so important? Because self-reflection is crucial It helps to increase your self-awareness. It helps you to cope better with future challenges, and it helps you solve problems faster and help you to deepen your connection with yourself, with your inner self. So this is why it's so important to take the time out to just sit with yourself, just be with yourself. If you can, go to a quiet place. This is not an episode where you just listen. I want you to do the work. So if you are driving, make sure you don't listen to this now, right? You can listen to some of the episodes, and then you can, when you reach home, you can come back to this episode, because I want you to do the work, right? I'm going to ask you the question. You can pause me, and then you can just write your answer. It's going to take, this episode is about 20 minutes, but when you do the work, I think last week when I took the time out, I actually spent 2 hours for my own journaling, like to answer this question, to really ask myself this question, because it's not easy, right? I have to tell you, it's not easy, because when you are, and this is the power, it's a powerful tool. Self-reflection is a powerful tool, and this is why it's so powerful, because it takes time to really go back and reflect. Oh, okay, so this happened, and this is what I learned, right? And if I could do it again, this is what I would do, right? So this is why take the time, don't rush, be with yourself, go to your favorite place, go to your favorite cafe, just grab a pen and paper, or your journal. Try not to type, right? Try not to type on your computer, or try not to type on your phone. Grab a pen and paper, grab a journal, and just start writing. It helps better with the exercise, trust me. So go to your favorite cafe, order your favorite beverage, coffee, a cup of cappuccino, or you can go to your favorite place, like a favorite spot. For me, I love ocean, so I always go to, if I can, right? Because I don't live near the ocean, but if I can, I would go to the seaside, go to the beach, and just sit there and just listen to this episode and do the inner work. That is so powerful. So this is what I want you to do in this episode. And now, so pause me here and go grab your pen and paper, go grab your journal, and I will be right here waiting for you. And we will begin when you are ready. All right? So now, the first question is, I want you to ask yourself, okay, so you can write this question in your journal, or if you don't have time to do it, you want to do it at a later day, it's fine, but you can write this question down, and then you can come back later whenever it's convenient for you. So the first question I want you to ask yourself is, what was the most challenging or difficult situation that you have dealt with and you have overcome? All right, let me say that again. What was the most challenging or difficult situation that you have dealt with this year and you have overcome? So I just want to share with you a quick example of mine, right? When I think about this question, like what was the most difficult situation that I personally dealt with? It was losing my phone, right? Again, if you don't know the story, I lost my phone while traveling in Europe for 2 months, and I lost my phone. It stolen, and it was really difficult at the point of time. On that day itself, it was so difficult. And so there was a moment for me, like there was the most challenging thing that I have overcome this year, and it happened not long ago, like last month. So it's still pretty fresh, but I learned so much. So here's what I want you to do, right? Write down the most difficult or challenging situation you have dealt with, and how did you overcome it? I want you to ask yourself, how did you overcome it? What are some of the lessons you learned? Now I give you some time. You can pause me here and then come back when you're ready. Well done. And now the second question is, where did you spend most of your time and energy? Right? Where did you spend most of your time and energy? As you review this year, I want you to take a look at where you spend your precious time and energy, because we only have 365 days a year. 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So does this reflect what matters to you, right? Does this truly reflect what truly matters to you? Where did you spend your time and your energy? Many of us, I would say most people, they spend time in distraction. They spend time in things that they don't care about. They spend time in doing things that they are not passionate about. And the truth is, if you are tired, if you often feel tired or exhausted, or you feel low, or you feel unmotivated, it's not because you work too much. It's not because you work too high. It's not because you are having a burnout. It could be, right? It could be, but it could also be because you are not doing the things that you are passionate about, which is why you feel so demotivated, you feel so low, you feel so, just lazy. You are not lazy because you are doing things that you are not passionate about, right? You are not doing things that lights you up. You are not doing things that rings your bell. You're not doing things that sparks your soul and spark your joy. And so I want you to reflect on that. Where did you spend most of your time and your energy this year? So as you look to next year, ask yourself, where do I want to spend most of my time? How can I dedicate more time towards things that I'm passionate about? How can I start doing more things that I'm passionate about? How can I invest my time, my precious time, to do what truly matters to me? Because at the end of the day, what truly matters is your happiness, right? Nothing matters more than your own joy and happiness. So I'll give you a few minutes to answer this question and come back when you are ready. And the third question is, and this is my favorite question, what was your happiest moment this year? Right? What was your happiest moment this year? Because it's just as important to appreciate and be grateful for the things that has already happened in your life, this year in particular, right? That makes you happy, that brought you joy, whether it's someone, or a situation or an opportunity. Be grateful for it. Be grateful for it that it happened. It made 2022 a better year, right? When you look back. So the more you practice gratitude, the more you focus on things that you already have, that you are grateful for, the more the universe will deliver to you more things to be grateful for. And the fourth question is, what is one difficult decision you have made this year? What is one difficult decision you have made this year? Why I love this question is because sometimes we have to make decisions. We are making decisions every single moment in our life. Whether you are aware of them or not, you are making a decision. Every moment is a moment of choice, right? Like this moment, you can choose to listen to me, which you did, or you can choose to do something else, right? Our life is just a summary of all the choices we have made. So be conscious about the decision that you are going to make from today onwards. And for me personally, the most difficult decision that I made this year was buying my one-way ticket to Paris. It was difficult, really, trust me, I have to tell you, it was difficult. Although I love my own freedom, I love the freedom of just buying a one-way ticket and just going with the flow, trusting the universe and trusting that I will be guided to the right place, at the right time, to the right person, for example. But it was difficult. It was difficult. But I made it because I know it will be the best decision for me. So this is why I want you to ask yourself this question. What was the most difficult decision you have made this year? And if you can also answer this. You can also ask yourself, why did you make the decision? Right? Why did you make the decision? And the fifth question is, if you could travel back to 1 year ago, let's say January 2022, if you could travel back to January 2022, what would you tell yourself? Right? What would you tell yourself? If you have a time machine, you can travel back to earlier this year, what would you tell yourself? And the next question is, who is that person you couldn't have got through without this year? Who is that person you couldn't have got through without this year? Especially as entrepreneur, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, if you're doing your own thing, running your own show, as much as we would like to say, oh, I did this all by myself, I am proud of myself, I overcame all these challenges by myself, but I'm sure there is also one person, or maybe more, who is always supporting you, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or financially. There's one person or more who is there, always watching you, supporting you, liking all your posts, commenting on your posts, listening to your podcast, reading your blog posts. There is one person. And this is why, it's so important to recognize who are these people in your life. Like, I'm so grateful that I have so many friends that I could call friends. I don't have many friends because I don't need to have many friends. I just need one or two friends that I can talk to, that I can reach out for help when I'm in need of help. Although they are not living in the same city as me, I couldn't see them often. I couldn't see them. Some of them I have never met them, and but I can see them every day on my social media feed. I talk to them on social media. So I want you to recognize the person, and also I want you to acknowledge them. I want you to actually express your gratitude to them. Right after this episode, you can send them a text. You can even ask them out for coffee if you are living in the same city, or you're not too far from each other. All right, or you can arrange a Zoom meeting if you want to, and or just tell them, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I couldn't have done it without you. Just tell them that, and without expecting anything. And the next question is, what was the nicest thing someone did for you this year? Again, I want you to do the same for the previous question. I want you to recognize that person. I want you to acknowledge that person. And I want you to express your gratitude to that person. Whether it's through a text, through a phone call, or through an email, right? I want you to say thank you to that person, because I'm sure no matter how difficult this year has been for you, maybe it could has been very difficult. I don't know. But I'm sure someone did something really nice to you as well. But we only could remember all the terrible things that people did to us, right? Even 10 years ago, we could remember that, we believe. But I want you to recall the moment when someone did really nice. Maybe it's like something super nice, or buy you a fancy house, something like that. No, right? Maybe it's just a small gesture. Maybe it's a compliment. But it's a piece of, a genuine, authentic, and meaningful compliment. Maybe something someone said to you that you could never forget, right? Just a small, kind gesture. What was something, the nicest thing that you could remember, the nicest moment you could remember someone did for you this year? And just for example, maybe someone refer you a client, and maybe a random stranger paid for your coffee at Starbucks, and just, what was the nicest moment? What was the nicest thing? Sorry, what was the nicest thing someone did for you this year? And the next question is, what is your 5 to 10 year vision for your life? And how did this year move you closer to it? So first, you have to identify your ultimate vision, right? You have to identify your life vision. This is so important, because if you don't have a vision for your life, you don't know where you are going, right? Every day is just another day. Every week is just another week. A month will pass by, years will pass by, and then you end up not where you want to be. Where do you want to be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? Don't be scared to dream big, right? Don't be scared to dream big. This is your ultimate life vision. Then you ask yourself, whether what you are doing today is moving you towards the direction, or actually moving you away from your life vision, right? And this is why it's so important to ask yourself this question. For example, if you have a vision of you running your own empire, building a 6-7 figure business, but you are still working for someone, and you don't even take a weekend off to learn new skill, to build up your character, to do research, or just start doing things for yourself. So how are you going to get there? So define your 5 to 10 year vision and ask yourself, how did this year move me closer to it? Did it move me closer or further away? That is the question that you have to be asking yourself, and you have to ask yourself very, very honestly. And the next question is, what were the most important skills you have learned this year? Because again, the best investment you can make is investing in yourself. You have to keep upgrading yourself, upgrading your mindset, your skill set, your abilities, right? And this could also be a follow-up question from question number 7. What is your life vision, and how are you moving towards it, right? So identify your life vision, and what are some of the skills to take you from point A, from where you are today, to where you want to be, right? From point A to point B. What are some of the skills that you need to acquire in order to get to where you want to be, right? In order to get a promotion, the job promotion, or start a new business, right? Whatever that you want to achieve the goal, what are some of the skills that you have to acquire? So if you didn't acquire or learn any new skill this year, no worry, it's never too late, right? You can start today and ask yourself, okay, so what are some of the skills that I want to learn next year? What can I learn next year? Whether it's a public speaking skill or entrepreneurship or business, or anything, or marketing, anything. Identify what are some of the skills that are important to achieve your goal and start taking action, right? You can take a course, sign up for a course, or just buy a book, or start listening to podcasts that talks about that topic that you want to learn. Now, the next question is, and this is especially for my entrepreneurs, for my business owners, what pieces of running your business did you love the most this year? And this is where in my program, I teach you how to create your own aligned visibility strategies. Because when you are doing things that align with who you are, that says who you are, that portrays who you are, that is true to who you are, then you will love doing it. Trust me, you will love showing up for your business every day. So when you know what you love doing, you want to do more of that, right? You want to do more of that because it's your passion, is your zone of genius, is what you are good at, is your strength. So focus on doing that. And then you can outsource. So the other question you can ask yourself is very interesting, right? The other question you can ask yourself is, what pieces of running your own business did you hate the most this year? What are some of the things that you just don't like to do in your business, right? And then you can outsource it to someone else, things that you don't like to do, so you don't feel dread. You don't feel dread, right? You don't dread yourself for showing up, for working on business. You can just focus on your strength, doing things that you love to do, that you're good at, and then just outsource the rest to someone else. So now we come down to the final 5 questions, not rapid fire questions. The final 5 questions you have to ask yourself to wrap up this year to end 2022 strong. All right. So the next question is, which goals did you miss and what prevented you from achieving the goal? Which goals did you miss and what prevented you from achieving them? And what can you do differently moving forward? Like I said in the very beginning, right? I'm sure we set goals, we set New Year's resolution, we set intention for our year, every year, and sometimes we achieve them, sometimes we don't, right? Personally, I also didn't achieve all the goals that I've written down for myself. I've written down all the goals that I want to achieve for 2022, and I achieved some of them, and I also didn't achieve some of them. And so it's important to ask yourself why is that, right? Why didn't you achieve all the goals? If they are important to you, why didn't you achieve all of them? It's very powerful because then you know what are some of your limiting beliefs. What are some of the limiting beliefs of fear? They are still holding you back from achieving the goal, from preventing you from achieving them, because you are still standing in your own way. Because if they are really important, that important to you, that you really want them so badly, you would have achieved them, right? You would have achieved them, but you didn't. So what prevented you? And normally what prevented you from achieving them is, like I said, your limiting beliefs or your fear. Full stop, right? Full stop. So what can you do differently moving forward? How can you overcome your own limiting beliefs? How can you rewire your brain to believe something else? What are some of the actions that you can take to overcome your fear? Right? So what can you do differently moving forward? Only when you have done this step that you recognize, okay, these are the goals that I want to achieve, but I didn't achieve it, and why? When you recognize your limiting beliefs, you acknowledge that, okay, you still have fear, you still have limiting beliefs that are holding you back. We all do, right? We all do. And then you can start working through them and start overcoming them, start taking the right actions. And when you set goal for next year, the chances of achieving them is a lot higher when you have worked through your own limitation or your own limiting beliefs and your own fear. Then the next step is you have to let go and forgive yourself. So the question is there anything I need to forgive myself for? You have to let go and forgive yourself for not achieving the goals. You have to let them go and you have to forgive yourself. You have to let go of the fact that you didn't do the things that you say you want to do. You have to forgive yourself for that. You have to forgive yourself for breaking your own promises again and again and again. You have to let yourself go and forgive yourself. For example, you might have said, you know, you want to go to the gym, start going to the gym, you know, every day or once a week. You bought a gym membership, but you didn't go. You have to forgive yourself for that. This is extremely hard for me, this step. Why? Because I am a high achiever and I'm a perfectionist and I'm extremely hard on myself. I used to beat myself up. I was so hard on myself. I used to beat myself up, and for not achieving things that, you know, for not achieving my goals, for not doing the things that I say I want to do. I would be so hard on myself. But now, okay, I acknowledge that, right? It's not like I don't care, you know, it's okay if I don't achieve it. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge the fact that, okay, I didn't do it. I said I want to do it, but I didn't do it again. What can I do differently? And I had to forgive myself first. Okay, Joyan Chan, you didn't do it. This is the fact that you didn't do it. So what can you, how can you hold yourself accountable? Can you ask someone else to hold you accountable? What can you do differently next year so that you make sure you achieve your goal, right? So you have to, so the sequence is, you have to first acknowledge yourself, and then you have to forgive yourself, and then you have to ask yourself, okay, what can I do differently next time? With that, you don't have to carry forward all these negative emotions. You don't have to carry them forward to the next year, like guilt, shame, disappointment, anger, self-doubt, fear, anxiety. You don't carry them forward with you next year. So you can leave them behind, and you feel that you will become a lot lighter and you can start over fresh. Now, the next question I want you to ask yourself is, and you know, we are going a lot deeper and deeper and deeper into your subconscious mind. Because if you didn't achieve your goal, like I said, it's because of your fear and your limiting beliefs, right? So what have you been avoiding out of fear in your business? If you are not in the business, you can say, you know, you can ask yourself, what have I been avoiding out of fear in my career, in my relationship, in my finance, in my health? What have I been avoiding out of fear? Because procrastination is based on fear. So let me give you a quick example. If you have been procrastinating on investing in yourself, investing in hiring a coach, working with a coach, or investing in starting a business, investing in stock, right? In the stock market, in crypto, whatever it is, I'm just saying, right? Just giving random examples. What have you been avoiding out of fear? Maybe you fear losing money. Maybe you fear the fear of failure. You fear success, right? What have you been avoiding out of fear? And the next question is, what were the projects that you took on this year that stretched you? What were the projects you took on that stretched you this year? And I always tell my students or people that I work with, people that I coach, say yes first, figure out the how later, right? Say yes first, figure out the how later. And what do I mean by that? Opportunities are everywhere, right? Especially if you're running your own business, you're an entrepreneur, you're a coach, a leader. Opportunities are everywhere to help you grow as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a leader, as a speaker. Opportunities are everywhere around you. But whether you can recognize them or not is another thing altogether, right? It's another story. So, which is why I want you to say yes first, even though you are scared, even though you don't know how you're gonna do it, how it's gonna happen, how you're gonna figure out. Say yes first. I don't care, right? Just say yes first, and then you will figure out the how later. For example, for me personally, early this year, I got an opportunity. I got an invitation from a company. They asked me to deliver a 4-hour training for SME entrepreneurs, and I did it. I did it because I said yes. I recognize that, okay, this is a golden opportunity for me to reach more people, for me to share my expertise, for me to teach, for me to build my brand, right? So I said yes, but so I was like, oh my God, 4 hours of training content. How am I going to do it, right? But I said yes first. And then I did it. I did it successfully. And I have like a lot of people sign up for my training. And this is what I mean by that. You have to stretch yourself, right? You have to stretch yourself. If I'm only comfortable with doing 2 hours training, I will never stretch myself, right? I could never do more because this is my limitation. I limit myself, but I could do more. I could do 4 hours. And next year, maybe I could do 6 hours. I could do 8 hours. I could do a full day training. No issue. I have to keep stretching myself, and I want you to do the same for you as well. So this is a question. What were the projects that you took on this year that stretch you, that stretch your abilities, that stretch your capabilities, that stretch your limitations? And the last question is, drum roll please. What is something that was hard for you at the start of the year, but it's easy for you now? What is something that was hard for you at the start of the year, but is easy for you now? By asking yourself this question, you will realize that you have grown so much. You will realize that you have developed so much. You have improved so much. Maybe it's going on a podcast, right? I have a client, she was scared at the thought of going on a podcast, but I'm sure when you ask her now, she'll be like, it's goddamn easy for me to be on a podcast, right? What was so hard for you at the start, at the beginning? Maybe it's doing a sales call, right? Getting on a discovery call with a potential client. Maybe it is speaking on a camera, being on the camera, or public speaking, or writing a book. I don't know, anything, right? It was so hard for you. But it's so easy for you now. Why? Because you have done it again and again and again and again, right? When you have overcome, I always say, when you have overcome your fear, how can you fear it again? Think about it for a second. So these are my 15 powerful questions for you this year to end your year well and to start your year strong. And I am so proud of you. These are not easy questions, right? They are powerful and they are surprisingly deep. They are thought-provoking, and they are the questions that you don't ask yourself often, and most people don't. Trust me, most people don't. But if you're listening to this, if you're still listening to this, I know you did the work. I know you answered those questions, and I'm so, so, so proud of you, right? I'm clapping for you right here. I'm so proud of you. Give yourself a pat on the back and say, well done, you did it, right? You did it. And share with me, how do you feel right now? I want to know, how do you feel right now? Because last week when I did mine, when I finished answering this question, I felt lighter. I felt so happy. I felt so joyful. I felt so peaceful. Like, how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling lighter? Are you feeling happier? Are you feeling more motivated? Are you feeling more powerful? Right? Share with me. I would love to hear. And if you want to, you can also take a picture of your journal, right? If you've written it down, like I said, if you've written it, you can take a picture of your journal and you can share it on IG. You can tag me, and I want to hold you accountable. Share with me how you feel. Share this episode with your friends, your family, and people you care. This is the greatest gift you can give someone this year. This is truly the greatest gift you can give someone this year, because like I said, most people, they are stuck in their daily routines, right? They are stuck and they don't take time out for themselves to reflect. And you did it. And what you are really doing, you are really just creating space, right? You are creating space for more good things to come, for all your goals to be manifested. Because manifesting, the first step is to declutter, right? You have to declutter your mind space. So by writing it down, by journaling, by pouring your heart on a piece of paper, you are decluttering. And I enjoy spending time with you, and I hope you enjoy spending time with me as well. And again, like I said, this is our last episode together in 2022, and I am so very excited to creating a brand new year with you, to spending our time more together. And thank you so much again for being here. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Thank you so much for leaving a review. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'm really grateful for you. And here is to a new chapter of improvement and growth. And you, truly, you, as you're listening, I'm speaking to you. Yes, you inspire me to become better every day, each day and every day. And I look forward to serving you, to helping you, to even meeting you next year. And I want to leave you with this quote today. If you focus on what you have left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead. And with that, I want to wish you all a very beautiful and exciting year ahead, full of joy and happiness. And may 2023 brings you a lot of success, abundance, and love in all areas of your life. See you all next year. Bye. Thanks again to our sponsor, Get the Law of Attraction. Follow them on Instagram for daily spiritual enrichment and encouragement, especially if your spiritual ice cream cone is melting a bit. You will get a fresh scoop of your favorite flavor of spiritual encouragement and insights. Find Joy with Joyan listeners will get $25 off when you go to their website and use promo code Joyan, Joyan, when you sign up for their Law of Attraction course and Gratitude Journal. Once again, that is Joyan, Joyan, for $25 off, and their links are in the show note below. Thank you again for tuning to Find Joy with Joyan podcast. If you love and enjoy today's episode, you can help support this podcast in one of three ways. 1. Take a screenshot of this episode and share it on your IG story and tag me at joyan.chan so I can repost and connect with you. 2. Share this podcast with a friend or family member. And 3. Leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts so we continue to grow and reach more listeners worldwide. And make sure you also subscribe so you don't miss out on any episode coming Wednesday. And my joyful friends, until next time, keep showing up. Success doesn't show up for you until you show up and pursue your own success. Again, thanks for being here, and I will see you soon in the next episode.